Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. Felwinter's Helm and Monte Carlo have always been an exotic combo that's interested me, but I've never put the effort in to actually make a build and try it out, until now. The combination of these two exotics leads to some pretty devastating ad clear and helps greatly with damage to champions and mini bosses. This build thrives in the field of ad clear, burst DPS, and of course the cool factor, but it lacks severely in boss damage and survivability. As this build requires you to get in close to do your melee attacks, you need to be smart with your playstyle to get the most out of this build. Obviously the first two things that you're going to want to have is a Felwinter's Helm helmet and the Monte Carlo auto rifle. The exotic perk on Felwinter's Helm states that powered melee final blows create a burst of energy that weakens nearby targets. Finishes and final blows against more powerful targets increase the radius of the burst and the length of the weakening effect. When combining this with the Warlock's lightning surge ability, it creates massive arc chain damage, all whilst the enemies are being weakened, as long as it counts as a charged melee ability. This build would not be complete without Monte Carlo. The exotic perk on Monte Carlo states that dealing damage with this weapon reduces your melee cooldown and grants a chance to fully recharge your melee ability with each kill. And the exotic trait says that Monte Carlo gains increased damage from melee kills and kills from this weapon. Melee kills grant ammo for this weapon as well. This is what helps us do more damage with our primary to get those kills, resulting in us getting our powered melee ability back. Now moving on to aspects and fragments, you'll want to have Electrostatic Mind and Lightning Surge equipped. Electrostatic Mind is there to grant us heaps of ionic traces and keeping us amplified as much as possible. Fragments, you'll want to equip Spark of Amplitude to grant us orbs of power when we rapidly defeat targets. This is going to tie into our armor mods later on. Spark of Frequency to increase our reload speed after getting melee hits. This really helps with the flow of the build, helping you stay as fast and fluid as possible. Spark of Recharge to allow us to get our melee and grenade back faster when you are critically wounded, which actually happens a lot. And Spark of Feedback to increase our melee damage after taking a melee hit. On your helmet, you'll want to equip Double Hands On to get your super back quicker. On the gloves, we have Focusing Strike and Heavy Handed to give us our class ability back quicker and to generate orbs and melee kills. On the chest, you want Charged Up for more armor charge stacks and a melee resistance mod to not take so much damage when in close range. For the boots, we use Double Invigoration and a Kinetic Weapon Surge. This gives us our melee back quicker when picking up orbs and grants our Monte Carlo more damage when we have an armor charge. And finally, for the class item, you want 1-2 Finisher and Outreach to give us less melee cooldown when using your class ability and to give us our melee back instantly on a Fisher. That's all you need for this build, but there are a few tips that I'd like to give you to increase your chances of using this build to its full potential. Stay in cover. Playing a melee build like this with no overshield or regeneration is risky. Use your class ability. This plays a massive role in staying alive and also gives you your melee back when you aren't using your Monte Carlo. Know when to melee. When taking this build into endgame content, it is important to know when you should get in too close and when you shouldn't. Don't use your melee on single target enemies as you are wasting the weaken effect from Felwinter's Helm. If there is a champion, for example, wait for an ad to get close to him so that the weaken effect affects the champion and is allowing you to do more damage with your weapons. And have fun. It's not a meta build, but it is very fun to use and it does have quite a high skill gap, which is rare to find in PvE these days. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed the build. If you didn't, please let me know why in the comments, and if you have some criticism on how to make the build better, also let me know down below. If you want more builds from me, don't forget to like and subscribe to push me into the algorithm and help me create more content. See ya.